Peace and love, and welcome to Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. Today we are celebrating still our month of love as we are still in February, but we are also going into March and also our Lenten season. This Wednesday we'll start Lent with Ash Wednesday. And I know there are cities around the world, Trinidad and Tobago, well, countries, Trinidad and Tobago, and especially in New Orleans, or if you're from there, Nolans, celebrating their Mardi Gras. Is just a celebration right before the preparation for Easter, which many religions call Lent. And there's so much that people do for Lent, mainly fasting. Some people feel that they have to give up something for the Lenten season, and that's all well and good. So I thought, because every year someone asks me, what are you giving up for Lent? What are you doing for Lent? What should I give up? So I thought that it's important that we actually discuss what Lent is all about and why we celebrate it, why churches around the world celebrate it, and how we can make it something meaningful in our lives. But we must remember, though, that with all our fasting, with all the things that we're abstaining from or want to abstain from, not just in Lent, but in life in general, that we must never fast from love, because love enriches and prospers and heals our world. So would you affirm with me? Put your fist in the air and as loud as you can, say this affirmation with me. Love enriches my world. Love prospers my world. Love heals my world. And our lessons for the next 7 weeks, we will be looking at the 7 last words of Jesus while he was on the cross. And so we're going to be looking at that and how we go through Lent. And we will also, I always work with this wonderful book here. It is called The Keeper True Lent. It is by Charles Fillmore, one of the founders of the Unity movement. And, I always follow the Unity Church in Missouri. It is, this book I got in 1996, right? Yeah, 1996. And every year I go into this book, I find something wonderful, something meaningful, something that I didn't get the previous year. So if you want to follow and truly keep a true Lent, that is the book that I recommend for each and every one of you. But if not, you do things in your own way. You find your spirituality in your own way. As we go into this Lenten season, this Easter season, let us see ourselves even more grounded in love. Again, never fast from love. Let's see ourselves grounded in God's love, in this rich love. And as we're fasting from certain things, we must also take into account the things that we are feasting on. Because, they say the universe abhors a void. So it means then that if we're giving up something, if we're not doing something in our life, something comes in to take its place. We must realize and really come to a great understanding that the things that we're now focusing on, as we're taking away something, what are we adding? Is it beneficial? Is it non-beneficial in our lives? So as we're doing all of this, we must realize what we are really focusing on in our world. 1 John chapter 4 verse 17 says, "In this union and communion with God, love is complete and attains perfection within us." That is what I see for each and every one of you who are celebrating Lent. That is what I see as you come out on the other side of Lent. That you focus and you know that there is an even deeper communion with the God within you, with the God which you are, with this all-universal force. You are not just fasting as a fad for Lent. Everyone is fasting, so I must fast too. No. You are finding that deeper connection within you, knowing that as you fast from negation, you feast on love and goodness and every good and perfect thing in the world. Would you affirm with me? Fist in the air, top of your lungs. I fast from negation. I feast on love. I fast from negation, all negative conditions, and I feast on love and goodness and peace and wonderfulness. Isn't that wonderful? Yes. So as we do this for Lent, what a great and wonderful outcome we can have come Easter Sunday. Now let's talk about Lent. Now, the first thing we need to know is that Lent is a church institution. It is mentioned nowhere in the New Testament. But there is a precedent for it because some of the three great figures in the Bible went through a period of 40-day prayer and fasting, and that was before they did any spiritual work. Moses did it, Elijah did it, and of course, Jesus did that. Not 40 days before his death, but he did celebrate a 40-day period of fasting and meditation. The Hebrew writers see 40, the number 40, as a complete number. They call it a four-square number. And they see that 40-day preparation as a foundation for something to follow. It is the idea of completeness. So as you go into this Lenten season, what is the spiritual work that you are preparing for? What would make your life complete? What would bring you the greatness that you want to step into in your life? Let this Lenten season be the preparation for that greatness. And Lent is actually 47 days. People always say, oh, it's 40 days, 40 nights. People want to argue with me. I'm like, go count a calendar and you'll see it's actually 47 days because the Sundays in Lent are not included in the 40 days of Lent. The Sundays are separate because the early believers, the early people that acknowledge this ritual did not include Sundays as a day of fasting. Now, Easter is an Anglo-Saxon word meaning spring. They had a festival every year to celebrate the goddess of spring. Easter falls on the first Sunday after the full moon that occurs on or after March 21st. Easter changes each year, but falls no earlier than March 22nd and no later than April 25th. So that is how we get to arrive at Easter. It all goes with the full moon that comes on or after March 21st. That's why Easter changes every year. Okay, now that we've defined Easter and Lent, let's talk about who we are in the resurrection, who we are in the preparation for the resurrection, who we are as we go through Lent. Again, what will bring that completeness in your life? What will bring the greatness in your life? Well, the first thing is you got to see it. You have to see yourself as the complete self that you want to express in this world. You have to see yourself as the greatness that you want to be and express in this world. And the first thing you got to do is name it, claim it, speak it. Put your fist in the air and speak it into existence with me. I see my life complete in love. I see my life great in love. And flex your spiritual muscles. Don't worry if when you put up your hand, you have what they call the bat wings underneath. That's okay. Let them flap. Because you are bringing that power within you. You are bringing that greatness within you. You are bringing that love within you. So whatever jiggles and wiggles, it's okay. It's all a part of the love of God. Affirm with me one more time. I see my life complete in love. I see my life great in love. And so fasting now becomes a test of our willpower, a test of our discipline. And in this discipline, in this willpower, we should have exalted ideas. Ideas that are clear, ideas that are pure, ideas that enrich not only us, but all of humankind as we can see it and as we know it, right? So there are people that fast from this food, that food, and that's fine, right? But what are we really doing? Because I see people all throughout Lent, from the first Sunday, oh God, I can't, I fasted from this, I fasted from that, but I'm dying for it, you know? People just use it as a fad. It's not a fad. It's not a fashion. People are waiting to get back, right? But all you're doing is restricting your good. All you're doing is restricting the love that you should be having for yourself. Again, if you want to fast, that is up to you. But at the end of the day, we must know that we already have that willpower within us to get us to the next step. The point of fasting, first of all, the institution, it's a church institution, the fasting, the Lent, and everything else. But at the end of it, we're not supposed to go back to the things that we gave up for Lent, right? Like if you stop eating meat, that means you stop eating meat forever. But a lot of us don't do that. Again, I see people every Lenten period, they give up meat and they're fiending for meat. Everywhere they go has only meat on the menu, right? And they become so angry with the Lenten season, become so angry with an institution that they don't even understand, become so angry because they can't have what they want. But again, it's about building willpower. And in the moments where we feel angry because we cannot have what we want in our life, then it means then that we need to get still. We need to turn within and know that we are stronger than our desires. We are stronger than the wants that we think that we have in our life. We are pure spirit, pure God, pure love, and we don't need anything physical to get us to the next step. That's why I always celebrate people when they celebrate their sobriety, even if it's a day, a week, a year. That dependency that people have for drugs and alcohol. And when they realize that it's ruining their life in whatever fate, form, or fashion, they go to AA meetings, they go to substance abuse meetings, right? And they stop doing whatever drug has taken them off the track of life, and they stick with it. This is kind of what we're doing in our Lenten season. All the things that we find dependency on, we realize that we don't need to be dependent on physical things. Everything we have is right within us. Fasting should bring a psychological value that you are not codependent on the cravings that happen in the human and the physical realm. You are more than that. You are more than just this physical realm that we are experiencing. You are more than the body that you see in the mirror, the body that moves and carries you through this world. You are more than that. You are mind. You are spirit. You are soul. You are love. Most importantly, all encompassing, you are God. You are above this physical world. You are above the physical needs. All that you need for satisfaction is within you. We must remember that peace and love come from within. And you know, I'm a big for one about treating yourself and all these things, but if you're going to make this commitment and say, okay, this is what I'm doing for Lent, I'm fasting from hatred, I'd rather people do that. Fast from hatred and doubt and worry and fear, and feast on love and peace and confidence and positivity. That is what brings us to the next step in life. While treating oneself is important, we also have to remember that we have to put in the work. If we want our dreams fulfilled, we have to put in the work that goes with our dream. As the saying goes, work hard, play hard. But some people just like to play and not work. There must be a balance. There must be a balance in consciousness, a balance in life, and that is where you find your peace. That is where you find your love, because you're not running and trying to fulfill your fantasies, not running trying to fulfill your desires, your physical needs, but you go deeper within and realize that all you need is the spiritual. All you need is what is inside of you. And friends, once you get to that point, life opens up. You're able to think new ideas because you're not trying to satisfy physical cravings. You get to see life as something beautiful and wonderful because you're now looking at the spiritual. You're looking beyond yourself and knowing that there is something greater for you in life. Let the peace in you be the guide. Let the love in you be the guide. And as you see it and move within yourself, within this power, within you, you can fill the world with your goodness. Fists in the air, top of your lungs, affirm with me. There is peace in me. There is love in me. I fill the world with my peace. I fill the world with my love. So as you're going through and giving up these things and, understanding the willpower that is within you now, you can share love into the world. Christians are the most irritable during the Lenten season because, again, they're not filling their physical need. Let the world see. They say, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify God. This is how we do it. This is one step. Understanding that we are much more than the physical. We are much more than our dependency. We are much more than our cravings and our habits and our temptations. We are God. We are wonderful. We are peaceful. Know that in the love that you have within you, it gets us through anything. Whatever you are facing, whatever the road is before you, see yourself in love. Know that love is greater than your addiction. Love is greater than your sickness. Say with me, why don't you affirm with me? Love is greater than my addiction. Love is greater than any sickness. Love is greater than any heartache or headache that I may experience. Love is greater than any loss in my life. Love is greater than any embarrassing moment in my life. Love is greater than any regret I may feel. Love is greater than any lack I think is going on in my world. Love is greater. Love is greater. Whatever it is, whatever comes up, whatever is holding you back from your complete life, from your full life, from your great life, love is greater. It's within you. It's within this soul right in the middle of your being, and it will overcome. It will see you through. The point of overcoming in Lent, in fasting, is coming closer to God through Jesus. That is why for the next 7 weeks, we're going to look at the last words of Jesus on the cross. Because through these words, we can look at our own self and our own life and realize what Jesus was trying to teach us and learn the lessons of the crucifixion so that we can come to a resurrection of soul, a resurrection of spirit, a resurrection of life. This Lenten season, I pray that even if you fast or not, keep with your prayer work. Keep with your self-improvement. And as you do, I see you getting closer to the Creator. And one good way to get closer to the Creator is by loving the created. You get closer to the Creator by loving the created, by loving your fellow man. Loving the people, I just said fellow man. I'm not one for naming gender. Fellow human, your fellow person, man, woman, or child. They all deserve your respect, and they are all children of God, just like you are. They deserve our respect. If they're coming with negativity, they're coming to curse you out, they're coming to talk about you, gossip about you, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. The God in you is your representative. And just know that when they're talking about you, they're talking about themselves. They're holding up a mirror to their own selves. So don't worry about that. They ain't got nothing to do with you. They have to go through their own spiritual awakening. You now, in this great season, you're ready for your resurrection. You're ready to rise above any physical or material opinion in life and come to your spiritual self. But it's about loving the people in your world. Don't hate anyone. And it brings me back to my favorite verse in the Bible, which is 1 John chapter 4. And this time we're reading from verse 20. If anyone says, I love God, and hates any form of humankind, they are liars. How can you not love the people you see and live among, and yet love God who you've never seen? So many people are just so blindly, they don't know if God is upstairs, downstairs, wherever, to the right, to the left, in space, out of the galaxy, whatever. But they know that they love God. They know they're going to church every day. But the people in their world, right? Last week we talked about how we're talking about women and LGBT people and handicapped people and overweight people. Aren't we all children of God? Aren't we all a creation of God? And as a representative of God, shouldn't we love boldly? Shouldn't we love like we've never loved before? Shouldn't we love like we are the ones that created that experience, created those people in our world? Love boldly. Love unconditionally. And that starts with loving yourself, and then it goes out into the love into all the world. So we're about to do our love treatment for the last time this month. Again, you can go to our website and keep affirming this love in the last couple of days in February. It is a great affirmation, a great treatment. But again, for the next 7 Sundays, starting next Sunday, we will be looking at the 7 last words that Jesus spoke on the cross and seeing how they can work and give us more inspiration in our life. Let's do our love treatment. Fist in the air, affirm with me. A great and powerful love is with me, in me, and around me always. I nurture my mind with love. I heal my body with love. I fill my relationships with love. I do my part to spread love throughout this earth. I am God's perfect expression of love today and every day. It is so in love. It is so in love. It is so in love. Friends, I want to thank you for visiting us here at blackdiamondworldwide.org. Please remember to check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Follow, like, share, and comment on Black Diamond Worldwide Outreach. Throughout the week, we post inspirational quotes and affirmations. Please remember to share and invite people so that we can encourage one another to push ourselves through, to build ourselves up to face this great and wonderful world. I love you. Oh, I love you. I'm not going to even sing for you. That's okay. But just know and remember, I love you. Be blessed.